audiences, new audiences that had never seen animation like this. For me and Carl, it was an opportunity to use all the skills we'd acquired up to that time and put them to use for something we really cared about. To respectfully dub works by filmmakers like Miyazaki and Otomo, to exhibit them as works of art, not a Saturday morning children's fair. We got Akira reviewed by Siskel and Ebert. We brought anime to comics and video stores. And long before Disney and the Academy took interest, we made the country and the animation community itself aware of Hayao Miyazaki. This was something no one else in Hollywood was interested in doing. It was something I could not do alone. It happened because of Carl. Carl made it happen. Carl knew how to talk. He knew how to make the deals. He was a visionary. He was ahead of his time. He was incredibly creative and passionate about getting it right. I recall Carl's faith in me and his faith in what we were trying to accomplish with Streamline. In the 5 years together, we had a lot of great times and crazy times, showing Akira at the San Diego Comic-Con, dubbing Robot Carnival till all hours of the night. I was telling Svea that one way that Chris stays with me is a little silly, but I walk around, if you see me later, I have bulges in the front of my pants, and those bulges are my wallet on one side and my keys on the other. And when my many lady friends throughout the years who tried to correct me and say, why don't you put your wallet in the back? Why don't you, I need to know where my keys are, because that's classic because of Carl Macek. Every day he'd come into the office, and I finally got around to observing what he does when he came in, but he'd come in, open the door, and throw his keys somewhere. And then we'd do whatever we were doing that day, and then 5 o'clock or whatever at the end of the day, he would be leaving, he'd want to leave, and then I said, I thought you were leaving. And he's still looking for his keys. He'd be looking for the whole office would be looking for his keys for about a half hour, and I finally found them. And I don't know why he never just, so I always keep my stuff right in front of me. I always think of Carl when I do that. Another memory, a big memory of those wild Streamline years was the day we got the Akira cells. I just kind of want to mention this real fast, but when we finally got an office for Streamline Pictures, I thought, well, we should certainly put some of our posters up, and maybe it would be great if we had some of those animation cells. Wouldn't it be great to get a cell from Akira or one of the Miyazaki films? And so Carl made inquiries. He called the Kodansha or Tokuma, and they referred him to someone in Japan. He would actually go all the way down the line on this. I remember one day him telling me, they've got the cells for Akira. They're in a warehouse in Japan, and they're about to throw them away. And like we looked at each other like, well, how can we get some? And Carl went back on the phone and he made some kind of a deal to get them to throw them out, take them out of the warehouse and put them on a slow boat from Japan and send them to us. And it took forever. It took like 6 months or something. And I remember one day, 6 months later, the phone rang, and it was the ports and the docks or whatever the ports were calling. They had a pallet. They had this huge thing, and we knew it was the Akira cells. And they had their documentation. They could bring it to us. I said, fine. We told them the address. We were on Santa Monica Boulevard and La Cienega. And the giant truck came to the building, and it was filled with, I don't know, 200 boxes, gigantic boxes filled with artwork. And the guy did not have any orders to bring them into the building. They were just supposed to be delivered there. Now, there meant the street. So, I don't know what it would cost. Anyway, we had them, so for about, 8 hours or so, the Akira cells were out on the street on La Cienega and Santa Monica Boulevard. And Carl and I and Fred Patton, who were here, we, one by one, lifted these heavy boxes. We had a one flight up office situation, and it was all day. I'll never forget that day because it was incredible. we finally opened up one of the boxes just to see what we were doing, and look, the artwork was there. And there was this packing material that was in the boxes. The Japanese just didn't care about this stuff. And at one point we're pulling away the packing material, this cardboard, and we're throwing it aside, looking at the cells and the pencil artwork that was there. And finally, at one point, I was looking at this packing material was getting in the way, so let's get rid of it. I remember opening one of them up. It was this crumbled cardboard, and it was the background, one of the backgrounds for Hero. And they so didn't care about this stuff. They used the background art as packing material. And if anyone who's visited our offices in the months after that, we had all of these backgrounds, like we had books on top, and we did everything we could to flatten them out and restore them, and we did. And actually today there's an Akira art exhibit that's actually going around the country. And that wouldn't exist without Carl. Carl, you made it happen. Not to slight Astro Boy, but Carl Macek was the greatest superhero of Japanese animation. We might not have realized it then, but we sure know it now. He left his mark in our pop culture, and that's something he and we who worked with him can be proud of. Thank you, Carl, from the bottom of my heart.
After all of the battles are over, after all of the fighting is done, you'll be the one to find yourself alone with your heart, looking for the answer. When it seems like tomorrow will never come, when it looks like the